Hello, I'm your host, John Cavendish, and welcome to season 4 of the Amazon Strategist Show, the show that's all strategy with no hacks, no silver bullets, and no magic pills, just real practical strategies to grow your Amazon business. Today, I'm joined by none other than Colin Raja of the Launch Lab agency, which he founded, which helps 7 and 8 figure sellers scale their brands with data-driven product launches. He specializes in backend optimization, keyword ranking systems, and strategic relaunches to remove the guesswork from delivering predictable results. So, Colin, welcome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And so
Yeah.
you're based in New York?
Yeah, I'm based on New York, actually, for sure.
For sure. Awesome.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Cool. So, I mean, it sounds like you've been in Amazon for a while and you've grown an 8 figure brand. You've helped many 7 and 8 figure sellers. Like, what got you into Amazon in the first place?
I'm a software developer initially, and one time I was like, my godfather gave me a book called Rich Dad and Poor Dad.
Mm,
I have a cold, man, terrible. Yeah. So when I read the book and I felt so everything wrong what I was done in my whole life. So I was started watching his all season and series and a whole bunch of things. I became very fan of him. And then he was introducing Matt from Amazing Seller.
oh, really? Interesting.
So, and I was like, they cost like 5, 6 grand.
Mm,
Uh, they were like, I was like so cheap at the time. And I was like, I'm not gonna pay that money, but I know how to do it.
mm.
So I spent like 19 hours a day, for 18 to 19 hours a day for the 18 months. I made my first million.
Wow.
So that's where it's all started actually. But typically no entrepreneur background, just doing a trial and error. I mean, it is just to be like figuring out. I bought an expensive car, Mustang, and at that time when I bought it, I lost the job
Mm,
and I couldn't find a job for 3 months. So all I want is like a freaking, I don't ever want to be there first. Second one is like I want to replace the 2,500 I'm paying for my Mustang. I want to be paid from somewhere else actually.
mm.
So that's where it all begins with. It was interesting, and after that we started scaling really good. Every year we were doubling really great. And I always believe in like systems and data, and scaling is the most important thing. I build a team. I train the team really well, and then let them take care of the whole shit actually completely.
Love it. That's really cool. So you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, assets and liabilities. And did you buy the Mustang before or after you read Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Before, of course. If I
Okay.
if I would have bought it after that, that would be stupid actually. So I
That's
would
okay.
not buy.
Sometimes we read, we get information and we have to learn the information by doing, don't we? We have to like go, oh, that's a good idea. And then like, but I want a Mustang. Of course, after the Mustang.
No, see again when you learn like what is a liability and what is the asset,
Yeah.
nobody would buy the fucking Mustang out of your daily paycheck actually. So that's the stupidest thing I ever done in my life. And then I was like, fuck, I bought it out of my own interest and without knowing that I don't have no cash flow. And when I was out of the job and I was like, fuck, this is going to be painful. And it was emotional stress. What you have is the painful thing is like, oh my God, I'm not going to find a job. My
Mm,
girlfriend was looking at me like crazy. And I was like, he's like, what the fuck you doing? And you cannot find a job or whatever. So there are like so many emotional things which you don't have to go through
mm,
if you're like able to manage your money properly with the which cash in cash out, like properly manage it, then you should able to. The first thing first, I mean, for me, it's specifically like I like freedom actually,
mm.
not depend on or not addicted to something or not depend on something or not like obligated to something actually.
Yeah, I get that.
But
Freedom.
I'm glad did that. If I didn't do that one, I would have not started the business actually, first of all. So it's like,
You needed the money to pay for your stupid
yeah,
$2,500 a month Mustang.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Freedom's an interesting one, though, isn't it? I mean, this is slightly more esoteric and off the side for Amazon, but my experience with freedom is like whenever you chase it, it moves further away from you sometimes. And then when you take
So,
responsibility, freedom is like a byproduct of the responsibility.
I call this as like equivalent to money and a women, but no disrespect on anything actually, what I'm talking about. So it's just also a cat actually. I refer to a cat actually completely, everything, all these three elements. If you give a lot of love to a cat, what cat does is like you run away from you. But if you
Mm,
go and then sit down in your corner and do something on your own and focus on things that what you're doing, it automatically comes into you and then seek for a love actually, right? The money and then dream is same thing actually. So if you just keep chasing, loving it that I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it, instead of like focus on what are you passionate about, what one thing you can take it and then build it something out of it, then it automatically comes to you in your hand, Ashley. And it is not also chasing, it is also experiencing your emotions and feels that what you're going to feel. Well, because if the pain is a pain, actually, at the end of the day, if you have like a if you're lifting a 10 pound or if you're lifting 100 pounds, it's the same thing actually, but the
Mm,
intensity is a different thing, right? For example, if a 10 years older lifting 10 pounds and like 20 years older lifting 100 pounds, they're having the similar pain actually, for sure, right?
mm,
um, but the whole point is like how you experience that emotion in yourself actually.
mm. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, we all live life through emotion. You know, humans are emotional machines. So
Exactly.
we're all aiming for a feeling, no matter whether it's money or, as you said, women or men or
Yeah.
cars. We're all just looking for the feeling. Like the Mustang, I'm sure it wasn't just the Mustang, it was the feeling that you
Oh, of
get
course.
of the Mustang.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. And the problem is, right, as a human, I mean, it's going out of the topic actually, but let me fill this up. What I felt is basically, um, I think humans are, instead of God gifted all the feelings, all the emotions,
Mm,
right? But instead of feeling it, we started suffering out of it. Concluding on the topic is basically like the God blessed us with all the emotions,
mm,
like a really, really great gift, blessing which no other living things has it, like everything whatever they gift us.
mm.
Most of the time we, instead of feeling all the emotions, we suffer out of it like the hell actually.
Yeah.
So that's where the problems comes in our life actually. I've been that person quite a long, and then I realize it. I think my true life begins when I started to realize that small things actually.
Mm. No, I agree. And what we focus on. And yeah, focus equals emotion. Emotion is meaning. Yeah, meaning focus equals meaning. Meaning equals emotion, and then we end up feeling this way because of what we're focusing on and the meaning we're giving to it, which leads to the feeling. Yeah,
Yep.
and I guess it's the same with Amazon PP, Amazon product launches. So, taking that model of focus, feeling, result, how would you apply that to Amazon product launches then? Because since we're already talking about Amazon
It's a
strategy.
see. I think yeah, it's completely relevant to be
Yeah,
honest
yeah.
with you. I think the personal and the business is more relevant, but
Mm,
until otherwise it makes it right. So I follow the same principles what I follow in my business and also personal. Life is all about you cannot go from 0 to 100 in a one single day or 100 to 0 in a one single day.
mm,
It's a marginal growth and a marginal like you're gonna be like down marginally actually.
mm,
If you can able to project the trend that, or if you can able to find the data that okay, I'm growing 10 percentage of it every year, or I'm growing like a 5% every month, or I'm growing like a 5% of every week, then you can able to project like okay, I'm going to be get there in like a month actually, right? It's a projection, it's a most important thing. With the data you can able to do that one. So we call this as like a momentum plan actually, right?
mm,
So when you build a momentum, like for example, let's say that you're putting on weight actually, right? So you don't do workout, you don't eat clean, you don't do nothing, so you're going to gain like zero point 0.5 zero point 0.5 something. The first initially you felt it, let's say that you saw it on the like hey, I'm gaining weight, and the next thing what you KPI is like, oh, your BMI is going to increase. Next thing, your cholesterol is going to increase.
mm,
Your LDL and HDL is going to be collapsed actually, and all the things. So those are the KPIs. It's going to happen because
mm,
of you didn't do the right thing in your body actually. The same thing with Amazon, right? Okay, the first thing when you launch the product, you'll able to see like a 5 to 10 keywords. If you do everything right, a proper SEO in Amazon, like you did everything, every good workout. For example, you put a proper SEO, you put like a proper semantic mapping and every single thing. And if you did a proper backend optimization, which is like what are you taking as a food in your body, if you do that right thing, two things every like good, you can automatically see Amazon will help you show the ranking for your product in
mm,
a couple of days. You don't have to do nothing. You can automatically see your ranking is like moving up for some keyword. If that's happened, that means that you did the right thing on the first step. So you keep the right thing doing, and second thing, pushing the next following steps actually on that launch, right? So follow the data completely and build the momentum. And there is a way to build the momentum. And then like keep once you build the momentum, Amazon will give you the clue, and then from there you keep moving forward on the based on the clue.
that's interesting. So, what are your like clues or markers or things that you look out for? What are your
Okay. So when you so let's say I so we have so much data in terms of like we know each and every keyword how many sales is going to bring up actually completely. We calculate every single thing out of that, right? We have the bigger formula to do that one. We projected this product we're going to convert for certain keyword,
mm,
certain segmentation basically. With that segmentation, what we find is like basically like, okay, we prepare the segmentation, we focus on the professional buyers, right? And we know what professional buyer, what type of keywords they use actually,
mm,
right? So when we find out those keywords and we see that, okay, these keywords is going to convert much better. It's a very approximate projection, right? Once we started running the PPC, the first thing first, you'll able to see like a conversion and click-through rate, how it's like better actually. That's the first data, right? The second thing is like you will able to see Amazon. We call this like Amazon recognized keywords. Amazon is automatically ranking you on the first page,
mm,
which means Amazon feels those keywords are more relevant to you. So once they see it, instead of taking completely random keyword and take those keywords and start building the ranking actually.
mm,
You put that in a PPC or put that in external traffic or do something, right? It's automatically start ranking for that. Once you ranking for that keyword, Amazon will show you the next set of keywords.
mm,
So our job is to follow the data,
mm,
not discover that where you want to be. Where you need to discover is the initial pre-launch, which is like, okay, I want to target for this person segmentation.
mm.
That's what you need to discover on your product.
Yeah.
Once you do it, Amazon will automatically tells you like exactly what are you good at. If you
Mm,
feel what Amazon's showing you is not good, that means that your listing is bad actually.
mm.
So
Fair.
those are the KPIs we keep it and make sure we're not wasting full amount of dollars that we'll be doing. So the first phase itself, we will able to tell, okay, are we focusing on what we need to focus on? And Amazon is giving whatever we need to, whatever what is the result that we need to get actually.
Mm,
If that's a mismatch, there's a mismatch in your input. So go back again to the loop, change everything, and build back again, and then run the loop again actually.
cool. So when you're starting with a client, do you start on the PPC or do you actually start with the listing and making sure the listing is right?
No, most of the time we start with the segmentation. So we come up with a tool. We working on the tool. It's super internal. We put up a pattern on that one. Nobody is talking about that one. It's but no, everybody is going to talk about it. We were able to discover. So there are like a totally like a seven types of buyer in Amazon:
Mm,
professional, value, seasonal, gift, research buyer, and another two actually, right? When it comes to a professional buyer and also value buyer, they look for two different things. Professional buyer will have like a price sensitive, low price sensitive. Value buyers will have like a very high price sensitive.
mm,
Professional buyer look for more details. They
mm.
want like a product, they want like optimize whatever they're doing. They want like a best out of that.
Yeah.
Value buyers, they don't care about that. They want like a best price out of, best quality out of everything actually
Mm,
completely,
yeah.
right? So the first image and second image makes a huge difference on these two buyers.
Mm,
So the first thing first, what we need to do is like what we do is like basically identify what kind of buyer personas this product has.
mm,
For example, magnesium has five type of buyers. Magnesium can be for sleeping. Magnesium can be used for pain. Magnesium can be for anti-aging. Magnesium can be used for menopause. Magnesium can be used for like some the different things, right?
yeah.
But you don't want to. The most of the Amazon seller, what we do, what we trained for from the very beginning, we try to focus on everybody.
Mm,
Then you don't focus on nobody. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
If
makes sense.
somebody was like a coming for a menopause, right? Like a magnesium, they saw magnesium keyword in the menopause, and you are like talking about the pain, you lost the client actually already,
Mm, yeah.
right? So what are we trying to do right now in the listing? It is not about how many people I'm bringing into the listing, how many people I'm avoiding not to click on my listing is the most important thing right now.
Cool.
So the first
So,
thing first, we
so
start
do
with
you
the
do do you
listing.
pick the biggest? So just to clarify, do you pick the biggest group of buyers for that product, or do you pick the least served group of buyers for that product?
It's completely different. It depends
Okay.
on the volume that what you want to focus on, and then it's
Mm,
like a gap that would you see. You don't have to focus. See, and also like a combination of It's basically like a, for example, one of the product we launched, which is like a magnesium, right? And also they have a pain related product actually, ingredients in it,
Mm,
right? But they didn't focus on that one really clear. So what we did is like, okay, we want somebody who like to sleep without pain actually.
mm,
That's a major focus actually completely.
okay.
So what we did is like basically change the listing completely based on that. We did like close to we went from 2, 3 sales to 40 sales a day actually on that product, literally.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, but the product was still like a very price sensitive kind of product, but there are like so many players with like a low pricing things.
Mm,
So we still playing around with the pricing still.
mm.
But literally that jump was like really great. We ranked for like close to 30 keywords from 0 keywords on the top position. So just by segmenting the product very well and put the data in first in place actually.
I love it. So you went from 3 to 40. I guess when you're doing these campaigns and you're trying to test and grow, like, do you have a target of like X profitability? Like, you aiming for break even? Are you aiming for spending? You aiming for where you aiming for usually when you're trying to grow these
Um,
products?
this is one of the major problem right now. What I find is like people misuse the KPIs actually.
So
There are
yeah,
different
so
KPIs. So there are different KPIs. Again, like when you're doing the launch, your KPI should be whatever the product you're trying to rank for. The focus is just a ranking. It is not about the making money at that time.
mm,
You're getting clicks on the first week. Second week, you make sales. If
yeah,
you getting clicks, you're gonna get rank for it to the closest way, whatever you can.
yeah,
That's an Ngram algorithm. You're gonna get rank for it, right? Then automatically you'll able to get you if you get start converting very well on those keywords, you're gonna stuck to that. You're gonna like your ranking will stick. Otherwise, it's gonna fall down. So
yeah,
at that point the first week is KPI is like getting more clicks. The second phase of the campaign, which is like basically like second or third week of time, is basically get them more conversion.
mm, yeah,
On the PPC side, see, we are break even every product we launch. We break even on 3 to 4 months period. So the first phase is basically like a spend money. Second phase is like a basically like a get ranking, stabilize the ranking. At that point, you're still spending money. You're not profitable at all.
yeah,
The third phase is like first 2 phases, what we run, you make it to a maintenance campaign. So those 2 campaigns should be like a break even at that point,
yeah.
right? It has to be like comes to zero. And third phase is again you're spending. So you gotta like go into like a water cycle model and make sure that you launch, finish, lower down, launch, finish, lower down, launch, finish, lower down. You gotta keep growing in the flow actually like that.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I like it. So yeah, test, spend money, get to a certain level, and then try and maintain that level while spending less and less and less.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And then hopefully you get to a gap point where the profitability comes at some point.
That's where you're gonna be get profitable at that
Mm,
point. Like basically like see when you organically ranked and you're spending necessary amount of see, here's the thing, right? PPC has a only 3 job, just a 3 job. It has to make money, it has to help you ranking, or it has to maintain ranking.
yeah,
If the 3 job is not done, why are you spending money?
true.
Why are you gambling there? You understand what I'm saying? The most of the people, that's what they're doing wrong. They just like literally like spend crazy. One of the brand I'm working with, like they were like literally spend per day $1,000 to $3,000 on a single click campaign. The single click campaign for the last 6 months they never convert, and I'm like, why do you even like let him get the clicks? And here's a funny thing, right? Okay, so you have a profitable keywords, you have a non-profitable keywords, you have a maintenance keywords, like a break-even keywords with
Yeah.
supporting to. I suggest in terms of like dividing into 3 batches or even 2 batches. One was like a profitable and non-profitable, or one was like a profitable and the next one is like a testing campaign. So
Mm,
the testing campaign shouldn't be more than a profitable campaign.
mm,
You understand what I'm saying? So if you're profitable and maintenance campaigns are like if you're spending like a 40% for the profitability, 20% like a 20% or 60% for the profitability, or 20 to 30% for the maintainability, and you spend like 10 to 20% on the testing actually. Like a 10 to 20%. Not like a 40 to 50% on the testing, and then like spending another 50% on the profitability. It's
yeah.
very unnecessary and you wasting too much money in there.